Good evening, you're watching KiniNews and I'm your host Prasad. Guan Eng's corruption trial continues with prosecution witness Zarul revealing more details in court. Everything from giving Guan Eng a luxury watch for his birthday to roping in Najib's close friend to deliver bribes to the former Penang Chief Minister.
Consortium Zenith Construction Senior Executive Director Zarul Ahmad Mohd Zulkifli today testified that he bought Lim Guan Eng a watch worth 43,000 ringgit as a 55th birthday present in December 2015. The 23rd prosecution witness said he brought the Maurice Lacroix watch along with 100,000 ringgit cash in an envelope to Lim's office on the 28th floor of the Komtar building in Georgetown, Penang. Zarul handed over the 100,000 ringgit and watch in its black box, after which Lim rejected the cash gift. He testified that only the watch was received by Lim and he appeared happy to receive the watch. Zarul said he bought the Swiss luxury brand timepiece from Rajan, a freelance seller who previously sold him other watches. He added that Lim never asked for the watch for his birthday, but he gave it to him. He said the reason he gave the watch was to ensure his 6.3 billion ringgit Penang undersea tunnel project with the Penang government can be carried out smoothly. This was the second time Zarul presented Lim with a birthday gift, as he said Lim accepted 100,000 ringgit cash as a present for his 54th birthday in December 2014. Zarul said he found out Lim's birthday was on December 8 based on an internet search. He said the first time he gave Lim more than 100,000 in cash was in January 2016 and subsequently in April or May the same year, totaling 1 million ringgit. The cash payments of 500,000 ringgit each in 2016 were placed in a bag and handed to Lim during private meetings at his Komtar office, each time unrecorded in the guest book, said Zarul. Meanwhile, businessperson G Gnanaraja was identified as a middleman for allegedly delivering bribes to former Penang Chief Minister Lim Guan Eng, based on his supposed closeness with former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak. Zarul testified that he was acting on Lim's alleged instructions to find a middleman. After a series of self-deliveries from 2013 to 2016, Zarul said Lim instructed him to use a middleman for future payments in case of monitoring by the MACC, and so he recommended Gnanaraja. Zarul said on August 17, 2017, he instructed for 2 million ringgit in cash to be given to Lim via Gnanaraja. The ongoing trial concerns graft charges against Lim. One charge accuses Lim of using his position as then Penang Chief Minister for the gratification of 3.3 million ringgit as inducement for helping a company belonging to Zarul to secure the 6.3 billion ringgit undersea tunnel project. The second charge states that Lim, in his capacity as the then Penang Chief Minister, solicited from Zarul bribes amounting to 10% of the profits to be earned by the company as gratification for helping the company secure the project.
Meanwhile, Guan Eng has responded to these allegations by calling Zarul's testimony untrue and imaginary.
DAP chairperson Lim Guan Eng has denied receiving a single cent. He also described the court testimony alleging that he received bribes as untrue and imaginary. This is after a witness in his corruption trial claimed that Lim was happy to receive 200,000 ringgit in bribes in relation to the 6.3 billion ringgit Penang undersea tunnel project. Lim said it is clear he didn't receive the money as there is no money trail in the form of cash or in his bank account. Consortium Zenith Construction Sendirian Berhad Senior Executive Director Zarul Ahmad Mohd Zulkifli testified yesterday that Lim smiled as he handed a 100,000 ringgit bribe to the then Penang Chief Minister in 2013. The 23rd prosecution witness claimed that the accused also seemed happy when the former handed another 100,000 ringgit in bribes to the latter in 2014. Zarul claimed the payments were linked to Lim purportedly asking for 10% of the profit from the project, in return for the project to be awarded to his company via direct negotiation. Lim said today that he believed the allegations to be a political conspiracy, as there is not a single politician who has been charged if there was no money trail, video or audio recording that he had ever asked for bribes. He said he would leave it to his lawyers to uncover these lies on Monday when his corruption trial resumes. Besides giving Lim cash, Zarul testified today that he also bought a 43,000 ringgit luxury watch for the former's 55th birthday in 2015.
In a separate corruption case against Najib Abdul Razak, the prosecution brought out their latest weapon, Arul Kanda.
Former 1MDB CEO Arul Kandasamy will take the witness stand against former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak. This is after the Kuala Lumpur High Court this morning allowed the prosecution's bid to call the co-accused to testify against the former finance minister in the 1MDB audit report trial. Arul Kanda is seen exiting the dock and walking toward the witness stand as Najib looked on from the dock. Depending on the strength of his oral evidence, the former 1MDB CEO may be granted a full acquittal from the case. Previously, ad hoc Deputy Public Prosecutor Gopal Sriram said Arul Kanda possesses material information that can boost the case against Najib, including in relation to a meeting on February 24, 2016. The prosecution is contending that a decision to make the amendments to the 1MDB audit report was taken during the meeting at the office of then Chief Secretary to the government, Ali Hamza. Besides Ali and Arul Kanda, others who were present at the meeting on February 24, 2016 were former Auditor General Amrin Wang, former National Audit Department Officer Sadatu Nafisa Bashir Ahmad, Najib's former Principal Private Secretary Shukri Saleh, and then Attorney General's Chambers Representative Zulkifli Ahmad.
Meanwhile, during the trial against Najib, Arul Kanda revealed why the 1MDB audit report worried the former Prime Minister.
Arul Kandasamy testified that the original copy of the 1MDB audit report would have been sent to the Public Accounts Committee, if not for a meeting on February 24, 2016. He also told the court today that Najib Abdul Razak was concerned with the audit report on 1MDB being spun politically. The co-accused was giving oral evidence at the Kuala Lumpur High Court this morning in the 1MDB audit report trial against him as well as Najib. The prosecution is contending that a decision to amend the 1MDB audit report was made during the 2016 meeting at the office of then Chief Secretary to the government, Ali Hamza. During examination-in-chief by Deputy Public Prosecutor Gopal Sriram today, Arul Kanda testified that he received a telephone call from Najib a day before the meeting, telling the witness to attend said meeting. He said Najib gave him a number of reasons for the meeting, among them to defend the interests of 1MDB and regarding the scope of the audit, National Audit Department verifying the accounts of 1MDB. Arul Kanda said Najib was concerned that the contents of the report could be spun from a political perspective. When Sriram asked whether Najib's telephone call influenced him, when he attended the February 24 meeting, Arul Kanda claimed what he got from the call was that Najib was concerned the 1MDB audit report may be spun politically. To a question whether if not for the February 24 meeting, the 1MDB audit report watermark 09, the original copy of the audit report, would have gone to the PAC instead, Arul Kanda agreed. Earlier today, trial judge Muhammad Zaini Maslan allowed the prosecution's bid to turn Arul Kanda into a star witness against Najib.
Moving on, there's drama in UMNO as one of its most vocal lawmakers was removed from the party's governing body. Pasir Salah UMNO Division Chief Tajuddin Abdul Rahman has been removed as a member of the UMNO Supreme Council. He was removed by party president Ahmad Zaid Hamidi. Tajuddin was informed of the decision in a letter dated June 21st, penned by UMNO Secretary General Ahmad Mazlan. The letter began by congratulating Tajuddin on his appointment as Malaysia's ambassador to Indonesia before thanking him for his service as an UMNO Supreme Council member. Ahmad ended his letter by expressing his wish that Tajuddin will continue to be committed to UMNO's goals and focus on his job as an ambassador. When contacted, Tajuddin did not confirm if he had received the notice. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, he said, quote, "Ask them, not me." Tajuddin has been elected to the UMNO Supreme Council several times before. However, during the 2018 party election, he opted to vie for the vice presidency but was unsuccessful. Following this, he was co-opted into the Supreme Council by Zahid. Tajuddin is the only appointed Supreme Council member to have been removed from the current batch so far. This is the second time Tajuddin has been removed from the Supreme Council. In 1995, Tajuddin was a Supreme Council member, but his party membership was revoked following allegations that he had paid 6 million ringgit to secure his position as an UMNO division chief. His membership was reinstated 3 years later. Since Zahid removed Tajuddin, reporters asked him why. However, the UMNO leader would rather have that question answered by Tajuddin himself.
Ahmad Zahid Hamidi today refused to explain why he decided to remove Tajuddin Abdul Rahman from the UMNO Supreme Council. Speaking to reporters in Kuala Lumpur, the UMNO president told reporters to ask Tajuddin.
Tanya beliau sendiri, apa kenyataan yang telah beliau buat, apakah bahan-bahan ucapan beliau atau ceramah-ceramah ataupun bahan-bahan yang telah beliau nyatakan dalam suara-suara tertutup, tanya beliau sendiri.
Zahid added that all Supreme Council members must adhere to decisions made by the party. Tajuddin was told of his removal from the Supreme Council on June 21st. He was co-opted into the council by Zahid in 2018. Apart from Tajuddin, Zahid also removed Anwar Musa as the BN Secretary General in January 2021.
PAS is looking likely to use its own logo in GE15. This is after the party's spiritual leader backed the suggestion.
After using the Perikatan national logo during the Malacca and Johor state elections, PAS is now looking to return to its moon logo. PAS spiritual advisor Hashim Jassin has backed calls for the party to use its own logo in the next general election. He said this is as the moon symbol was known to be clean and thus can give the party's candidates a better chance at winning. In Malacca, PAS failed to win any of the 8 seats it contested but kept all its deposits. In comparison, PAS lost deposits in the 10 state seats it contested in Malacca during the 2018 general election. While PAS lost the Bukit Pasir seat in the Johor polls, it managed to recapture the urban Maharani seat it lost to Amanah in 2018. Despite this, Hashim said many voters were confused by the PN logo. He added that when PAS used the PN logo, some were confused when they thought it was the BN logo. Regardless of his opinion, Hashim said it would be up to PN's Presidential Council which logos should be used in the 15th general election.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.